How's everybody doing? Hell broke Lucy. Hey, did y'all hear about them children got raped at McDonald's? I didn't either. Did you hear about the parents that tore down a church trying to get to the preacher that raped their children? I didn't hear about that either. We got a case going on in Philadelphia that most of you are probably aware of to some degree or another, that's hopefully turning the tide on the Catholic Church, and as shit rolls downhill, it'll take the Presbyterian Church with it, because the Presbyterian Church is neck and neck with Catholicism for rape, pedophilia, all that evil harm done to our children. You know, there's no need in attacking the Pope. That's a wasted cause. Without having dumb fucks with no morals that don't even care for their kids, there'd be no Pope. Just like without Trumpites, there'd be no Trump. You can get pissed at Trump all goddamn day. Take it out, get pissed at the people around you. There's a whole lot more of them, and you run into them more often. Say something to the Trumpites that are traitors. Say something to the Catholics that are still putting their money in the Catholic Church. Then only a few pennies of it goes to rape victims, and that shouldn't even have to happen. You know, back to my first question, what would America, let's just stick with America, what would America do if we found out that when your kids went into McDonald's they got raped? Kmart, Walmart, any of that. How long would America put up with it? As long as it took to make the fucking case in court. No longer. It'd burn McDonald's down. Enough cases of it would probably put McDonald's out of business. And McDonald's is a monster. But not the Catholic Church. It's worth about $1 trillion. Ain't nobody gonna put them out of business for preaching to you that the earth's flat and there's a ceiling above earth that's about, 2,000 to 3,000 miles up there. The moon ain't real. None of that shit's real. Because the earth stands on four columns, right? Yeah, that people gonna keep putting their money into that and have their children raped. The little boys raped, the little girls molested and raped. Why do y'all do that? One of you answer. Can I get a devout Catholic to answer, make a comment on this? Why you support, you don't just sit there and be quiet about it. You fucking positively support it. You put your money in the basket or wherever the fuck you do with it in a Catholic church. I don't know. I've never been in one. Why? Your little boy, can you not put yourself in his skin, the horror he felt when he was left alone with that priest one day? And he was taken in a dark room and made to do things that he didn't even dream adults did. And things were done to him that he had no imagination of ever happening to a consenting adult. Imagining beyond anything they could pull out of their head. I've known several men who were molested. The first one was my uncle, one of my uncles by marriage. He married my aunt, married my dad's sister. He was an Italian, and he grew up in Catholic Church, and he was raped when he was 12. Word in the family was that after 30 years of marriage still, I lost contact with him. Him and his wife still hadn't had sex. He was fucked up for life. One I know most conveniently nearby, he can't get off of crack for any period of time, or off of meth. He destroys every opportunity that life brings at him. He doesn't know his sexuality. He's ashamed of all sexualities, really. All these children grow up to have ruined millions by now. Millions. Because this didn't just start happening. This started happening back there at the turn of the 2 centuries ago, you know. Around the 4th century. 325 or earlier. Been covering this shit up for going on 2,000 years. Covering it up. Making the victims feel guilty. Shaming the guiltins. Shaming the victims. And I watched this pathetic piece of fucking video put out by the Pope. Had him in it. Had to read the translation. He couldn't even say child molestation. He couldn't even use words that harsh, let alone rape. Called them sad sins. And asked for forgiveness. Acted as if it was a surprise to him. Bull fucking shit. He knows all the secrets. The Pope is accountable for every fucking one of them. In not shutting the Vatican down now, giving everybody a going away ceremony, because nowhere else on this planet, and no other institution, is child rape so prominent. Not even nearly. There's not even a second place as it is in the church. And then it's excused. And then when they can't put it off anymore, they have to pay a few. They always do it in a group settlement, so they can get as many of them as they can at one time. A group settlement to buy the silence. And it's always a disclaimer that comes with it, a stipulation. Your silence comes with this money. Why do they need them to be quiet, I wonder? Because it's going on right now. It's Tuesday night in America, on the eastern coast. There's a child getting raped in the church right now. Right now. Right now, a child is going through horror that's going to ruin the rest of their life. Presbyterian. Now, Presbyterian prefers raping the early teen girls. For some reason, that's their cup of tea. 12-year-old girls and 13-year-old girls. And the Catholic Church, for some reason, is into pedophilia on boys. You know, who knows what causes this? I mean, it's not exclusive. It's just that's their main course. I'm going to tell you, anybody who stays in the Catholic Church after watching this video is admittedly evil. Anybody in that church that goes back to church after reading just the headlines in the case going on in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where over 300 priests have been charged with molesting over 1,000 kids since 1963, I believe it was, somewhere like that. Why have they been sitting on this long? I mean, why did it take this long to come out? You know why? Because when kids go to the parents don't believe them. Shh! Hush up, Johnny. That's Father Pimpatine. You can't be talking about the church. Go to your room. Same thing with the girls. Ah, that's right, Sal. Yeah, he winked at you. No, Daddy raped me. It hurt. Go pray, honey. Y'all are fucking pathetic. I look down at you. You're not near as good a human being as the rest of us. You can't be forgiven because actions like that would not prevail in a world that was run by a God to start with, unless you got the predetermined notion that a God's evil, like your Christian God, a rapist himself, allows these men servants to rape, a murderer, infanticide, genocide. That's the only kind of God y'all can come up with. You would laugh at the notion of a good God. Y'all be ashamed. If you recognize my face when you see me coming, don't look in my eyes. Hang your head. Be very ashamed. Your kid's paying the price for it. Yeah.